Hello, everyone. I'm Shawnta Jackson, and my purpose in life is to help people to help themselves and others. Thank you so much for joining me today. We are streaming live on both Facebook and YouTube. And today, my guest is the CEO and founder of Dherbs, which is an online herbal supplement powerhouse. And he's also an entrepreneur, and we'll learn a little bit more about his entrepreneurial journey. But most importantly, today I'd like to talk about how the body heals. I like for us to recognize and think of our bodies as a living organism, and so we'll talk a little bit about that with my guest, and then also health benefits of gratitude. And we'll talk a little bit about cleansing and why we should cleanse, foods to avoid and why, and ways for us to boost our immune system. Ladies and gentlemen, excuse me, please welcome AD Dolphin.
Hey, how you doing this morning?
I'm good. How are you?
Everything's great.
Yeah,
Excited to be here. Excited to be here.
yes, thank you. Today, well, we're 1 p.m., so it's afternoon for me, and you're, from my understanding, in LA.
Yep, California, 10 o'clock Saturday.
Saturday morning, right after Thanksgiving, so this is perfect timing. So let's just jump into it. First, I want to talk about gratitude. And I know one of the things that you talk about are the health benefits of gratitude. And then I'm an author, and I have a book. It's called The Journal of a Woman with Lived Experiences. And I share 21 of my personal journal entries. And 2 of my journal entries include gratitude. And I talk about the benefits of gratitude, which I believe has not only just physical benefits, but also emotional and psychological and spiritual benefits as well. Could you please start off by telling me, what you are grateful for and why you think it's important to express gratitude?
Well, I think gratitude kind of goes back to you just being mentally healthy and happy about your situation and happy about the things that are coming your way. And, if you're upset and you're angry and things aren't going well, sometimes that can outwardly project things, and then certain things won't possibly come your way. So just having an open mind and happy about your situation and know where you're going and understanding that life is a journey and it doesn't all happen at once I think is truly important, because a lot of times we want it to happen like that, but that's not part of the process. No one's an overnight success. They always talk about people being an overnight success, but they've been working at it for the last 10 to 15 years. The opportunity presented itself. So therefore they were in the right frame of mind and the stars aligned and they were able to make things possible. So having an open personality and grateful about where you are, who you are, and what's going on is truly important.
Yes, I think it is. And so one thing that I've learned about myself is that I've found this pattern of it takes about 8 to 9 months for me to benefit from an action or to start the benefit from it. And it could be something as simple as me meeting someone and reaching out to them, and then 8 or 9 months later, they follow back up and say, hey, there's an opportunity for XYZ. Are you interested in exploring this opportunity? So I'm glad you brought that up.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And your journey, so you are the CEO and founder of Dherbs, but prior to this, you started off in music and real estate.
Yes. Some of my early failures in life. But no, real estate actually went extremely well, but music didn't go that well, even though I had the background of, John Dolphin is like the first Black producer, the first Black person on his own radio store, the first Black person to have his own radio station. And that's my grandfather. So I figure it was in my genes. It was flowing in my blood. So therefore, this is going to be easy. And it didn't work out so well for me, but real estate turned out fine.
And do you still invest or in real estate at all?
Yeah, I have properties throughout the country.
Okay. And is it more so residential, commercial?
All commercial
Oh,
apartment. So we have Dherbs has a real estate division within the company, and we buy commercial property apartments throughout the country.
okay. Good investment. I'm a fan of Grant Cardone, and he always says, never have just the one door, because if that person vacates the property, then you're stuck with the bill. And he was
Absolutely.
his initial failures. And I too am a failed business owner multiple times. My company now, I serve as a consultant to organizations, and I help them plan and evaluate socially conscious initiatives. But I've started like a halfway construction company, or I wanted to do recycling, a royal concierge. I wanted to have like these C-suite clients, and it never took off. And
It's funny how, to me, all those failures in life, and we benefit them. We benefit from them now. I mean, the life lessons I learned in the music business, the life lessons I learned in real estate. I had a vending machine company. I had so many different businesses. I've learned from every single one of them, and I contribute all those failures to the reason why I've been successful now.
yes, yes. Um, so let's begin the discussion. We're in COVID-19 right now. This pandemic, I believe, is going to continue until through 2021.
Oh, let's hope not.
I think so. Even though the vaccines are starting to, there's published preliminary research findings. I want to say preliminary. A lot of people are hesitant to take the vaccine, even if it is FDA approved, and then when it is available, a lot of people are hesitant. And a lot of people, more than ever, because of the pandemic, are more interested in providing the body the fuel to support itself and for the body to heal itself. And could you tell us a little bit about how your products help to boost our immune systems, or how they can help?
Well, a lot of times we do a lot of external things. We wash our clothes. We take, you're taking showers. You're putting on makeup. We do a lot of external things. So the full body cleanse is more about what was going on internally. So the full body cleanse is going to clean out all your major eliminative channels. That's your gallbladder, your heart, your liver, your colon, your spleen, your lungs, your kidneys, your adrenal glands, your blood, and your skin. It's going to flush out all the impurities in those particular areas of your body. In doing so, you're seeing improvements like as far as weight loss, a huge boost in energy, stronger immune system, of course, be able to focus and concentrate a lot better. Throughout that process and throughout that journey of creating this product, what I realized is that what we put in our body is important. So, and when you put certain things in your body, you give your body the proper fuel. It's amazing how your body's able to actually heal itself. So what happens is, a lot of times we're eating all these things, and it makes it very, very tough on our digestive system. So we use a majority of our energy to digest our food. But when you eat properly, when you eat more fruits and vegetables and more raw foods, raw nuts and things like that, things in its natural state, your body's able to process those things so much faster. So then your body goes, hey, we don't really have any work today. You know what we're going to do? We're going to go over here and work on this diabetes. We're going to go over here and work on this heart disease. We're going to go over here and work on this high blood pressure. So it's able to heal itself when you put the proper fuels in it, because of the fact that it doesn't have to do as much.
And you're able to absorb those nutrients as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And so I did the cleanse. I did the 10-day cleanse, the express.
Okay.
A little hesitant to do the full 20 days, right?
That's why it's there. That's why it's there.
Yeah, I was a little hesitant, and I eat pretty clean. I was pescatarian for 2.5 years, and then sometimes it just depends on my mood. Sometimes I'm vegan, sometimes I'm vegetarian, sometimes it's just whatever. But for the most part, I eat clean, and I'm a conscious eater as far as non-genetically modified. I try to buy whatever I can, locally grown or organic and all that good stuff, natural, non-processed. But the cleanse, for me, the reason that I decided to take it, it was a reset for me. I had low energy. I was working very hard, too hard for the wrong reasons and for the wrong people, for my clients. It got to the point where on the weekends, I'm just working 16 hours. I'm not doing anything for myself. I'm not working out. So now, because I'm so focused on working and my sleep pattern and everything's messed up, I don't want to wake up and work out. I don't want to make a smoothie and different things like that.
Right.
The cleanse, it actually motivated me. It was a reset, not just for my physical, but then also I was in this space where I just kind of wanted to just cleanse just my thoughts, just mentally, spiritually, and so that cleanse, it helped me to discipline myself. And the eating raw vegan, it's actually very challenging. It's very challenging. So I would advise for anyone that is interested in taking the cleanse to make sure you prepare beforehand. So when you receive the package, you will receive a pamphlet, and in that pamphlet, it gives you recipe ideas. It gives you a set schedule. A lot of different advice, and I'll talk a little bit about that, like the detox baths. I started doing that, and I continue to do that as well.
Awesome.
But it really helped me to be disciplined. And after the cleanse, I continued that discipline. Am I eating raw vegan? No. Are most of my meals vegan? Yes. Am I drinking tea more often? Yes. I'm more intentional about tea in the morning, tea in the evening, and I still have, and I have some activated charcoal as well. And so every other night I'll take a little bit of that. So that's how I've benefited personally from the cleanse. It's helped me.
Well, that's the true purpose of the cleanse. The cleanse is supposed to kind of reset your system and motivate you to start doing healthier things and put yourself on a healthier path. So you received all the things that I would want people to actually receive from the cleanse. So that's amazing. I'm so happy you had a wonderful experience.
Yes, I did. And I want to do it again. And I'm trying to recruit some people. So if you're watching, we can be accountability partners.
There you go.
I think I'm just going to do the 10-day again. Now, question, how often, how often can someone do this?
So I would say this. So you did the cleanse, right?
Yes.
So once you finish the cleanse, you probably have more energy than you ever had in a very, very long time. Clearer thoughts. You felt great. So the whole thing is to try to retain that feeling. So when you feel like that feeling begins to dwindle, then that's when you should cleanse again.
Okay. That makes sense. And then
just letting you know that your body is slowing down. Maybe you need to, maybe your eating habits are getting a little out of whack, and you'll notice these things about yourself and what's going on. So when you cleanse and you get that feeling that, you feel great, you wake up, you sleep well, like all these wonderful things are happening and you just feel amazing. And then that's when that begins to dwindle. Then that's when you need to step it up. I mean, we got people who cleanse twice a year. We got people who cleanse every seasonal change. It really depends on you and what's going on with you and what you're doing. So I always tell people, gauge it on the way that you feel.
Okay. And thank you. And we have Javon Banks checking in from Las Vegas, and he says this is great info and it's needed. So thank you, Javon, for watching. So foods to avoid. Once you order the kit, in the again in the pamphlet, it gives information on foods to avoid. So let's talk about foods to avoid during the cleanse, and then let's talk about foods to avoid in general.
Well, Well, what we want you to do on the cleanse is we want you to eat fresh fruit, vegetables, raw nuts, and raw seeds throughout your cleanse. There's no limit on the amount of food that you can eat. As long as you're within those categories, you can eat as much as you like. And the reason why we're trying to get you to do that is kind of what I spoke on a little before, is that we're trying to speed up your digestive process so your body can start tending to other things that need to be healed, opposed to dragging that system down. And when you eat this way, and you know, since you did the cleanse, is that your body processes food at a very, very high rate. Once you eat, 1 to 2 hours later, you're in the restroom, you rid yourself of that. Now your body can go out and solve other problems. So that's the reason. But you know, when you eat other things, complex sugars, you're eating meat and things like that, it takes your body a lot longer to digest those foods. So therefore, your body is applying more energy trying to consume the foods that you just ate and break it all down so your body can utilize some of those things, opposed to dealing with some of the things that are going on within your body.
Okay. And as far as foods to avoid, I noticed that you mentioned pre-cut fruits and vegetables. Why should we avoid those pre-planned or pre-cut meals?
Because, you know, a lot of times the grocery stores are trying to rid themselves of old product by making it look good. So therefore, I would always tell people, no, just buy things in its natural state. So therefore, you know exactly what you're dealing with and you know exactly what you're getting.
Yeah, and then also, for me, I would think the fact that, let's think about juicing. So you recommend not to consume during the cleanse the prepackaged, the prepared juices. You want fresh juices, and so I understand it's because of the sugar. But
Right.
For me, juicing, from what I understand and from the advice of my father, is that I want to juice within the first, when I juice, I want to consume it within the first 20 minutes if possible, because that's when I'm having the best benefit from the nutrients and everything that I've just released from the juicing. So I would think that when something is processed, and even if it's cut, your carrots or different things like that, I would think that you will also lose nutrients.
You know, you definitely, so the older it is, the less valuable it is. So therefore, consuming it immediately when you begin the process, I think you will definitely benefit more from that, for sure.
Okay. And we have a few comments. Let's see. Should have fit from, she's on Facebook.
Okay.
I'm not sure. Type in the chat where you're watching from, what city you're watching from. But she says that she has tried multiple cleanses. And what would you recommend for someone who is sensitive to caffeine, artificial sweeteners, etc.?
Okay. So as far as caffeine, you know, on the cleanse, we don't want you doing anything caffeine related. So our cleanse has nothing to do with caffeine. Now, as far as artificial sweeteners, the sweeteners that we recommend people do is a natural form of agave nectar, which is kind of difficult to find because a lot of companies have went after that particular, you know, that industry. So therefore, they kind of corrupted it a little bit. Also, stevia, just make sure it's green. And maple syrup, we used to call it maple syrup grade B, but the name is switched over the last couple of years. It's called maple syrup grade A. And that's a natural form of a natural sweetener. So use those kind of sweeteners. But our cleanse doesn't have any caffeine in it whatsoever.
Okay, and then she also asks if there are any alternatives to tea, and I'm assuming that she's asking that, assuming that all teas are caffeinated.
Yeah, so we're only doing herbal teas, so herbal teas aren't caffeinated. So make sure that it just says the word herbal on it, and then you know you're dealing with a great product.
Okay, perfect. Thanks, Sugarfit from Washington, D.C. And then we have another comment. We have Latoya Watry in Las Vegas.
Okay.
And I'm trying to build up the courage to treat myself to this cleanse. I know it will benefit me in much needed ways, but I'm dragging out my issue. Shake my head. Oh, so she's interested. So that's my cousin, and so we'll order it together, and you can be my accountability.
There you go. There you go. Accountability partners get you through a lot of different issues. So I think that's a wonderful way to do the cleanse. Having a partner that you can bounce ideas off of and kind of share that experience that kind of make you say, hey, you know what? Shantae didn't quit. I'm not gonna quit. You know what I mean? So hey, I'm not gonna let her beat me. So healthy competition, I think, is great.
Okay, Shawnta.
Shanta, my bad.
No, it's okay. My last show, this lady, I was Shantae, I was everything, and I was waiting and I was waiting. Then I finally said, Shawnta, it's Shawnta.
Shanta, get it out there.
No, it's fine. And so I'm trying to think what else. It can be a little intimidating when you first receive the package, because we have the tea, which we're taking morning and night, and then we have the 3 formulas: Formula 1, Formula 2, Formula 3 at 3 different times a day, and then there's the activated charcoal, which when I first saw that, I just knew that was just going to be nasty. I was like, oh my God.
Doesn't taste like anything.
It doesn't taste like anything at all.
It's a little grainy, and that's it.
Yeah. And I like the smell of rain and wet sand.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of what it reminds me of a little bit. So it's not bad at all. Any other questions in the audience before we close out? Let's see. So you, in addition to Dherbs,
right,
you mentioned that you have your real estate investment division, but I also understand that you have a new restaurant chain.
Well, we have a restaurant for, so we have a restaurant. It's completely separate from Dherbs. So it's a restaurant. I used to live in Australia. So in Australia, they have on every single corner, kind of like in America, there's a hamburger shop. But in Australia, there's this thing called chicken and chips. And that's the new restaurant that we kind of started. But the best thing about it is that the chicken is completely organic. Everything is made fresh every single day. So it's really an organic, fresh experience that people can have who want to eat that way. And the food is absolutely amazing.
Right. And I'm for me, it's good to see that you have this type of company with the restaurant. I know you're known for to be a health and wellness guru, but I also believe that everything should be in moderation.
Yeah, everybody doesn't have the same path. So, we try to point people towards healthier ways, but there's also healthier ways to eat, which is similar to what chicken and chips is all about. It's a completely 100% organic way of eating.
Okay. And before we close out, I kind of wanted to, so back on real estate, or just in this market in general, do you foresee any upcoming opportunities for new investors?
I tell everybody save their money because it's going to be a lot of foreclosures within the next couple months. It has a lot to do with Corona, the pandemic, and, a lot of people getting loans, that have to be paid within a year, 1 to 2 years, and things like that. And a lot of people aren't paying rent right now because of certain things that the government kind of put into place. But unfortunately, a lot of people aren't working right now. So therefore, that's really a tough combination of what's going on. So there's going to be a ton of foreclosures, probably between February, March, somewhere around there. So, I would say people, if you wanted to get a house, it might be a great opportunity to get one coming up. It's going to be a lot of foreclosures, the country's going to be up for sale. That's my personal viewpoint.
And then what about on the commercial side? Do you see a lot of opportunity or challenges on the commercial side?
Well, I think it's going to probably be more or less challenging for the loans in general because they're going to be more strict on the loans and things like that. But I think there's going to be opportunities in real estate in general. So, commercial, residential, it really doesn't matter. I think there's going to be a lot of situations, because as a commercial owner, what's happening in those kind of situations is that people aren't paying rent to them right now because of their situation. So therefore, that puts the commercial owner in a situation. So unless he's unable to endure those things, he's in jeopardy too.
Yeah. And I actually, I see a lot of opportunity for small businesses to grow. At one point, you could not get into a shopping mall or into a shopping center because the price per square footage was so high. But I think as long as you have a solid business model and there's supply and demand for your product or service, I think it's a great opportunity for small businesses right now as well.
Oh yeah, definitely. Depending on your industry, I think there's a lot of huge benefits on what's going on in the future for sure.
Okay. Well, again, I thank you so much for taking the time out of your Saturday morning to join me. Yes. Thank you everyone for watching. You can visit Dherbs.com to learn more about not just the full day, not just a full body 10-day cleanse or 20-day. There's also various different supplements for immune boosting. You can buy one product at a time. You don't have to necessarily purchase the kits.
Yeah, we have over 400 different products. So we're known for cleansing, but we have every health product under the sun. And the best thing about us is that everything is 100% natural. So there's no fillers, binders. The capsules are vegetarian capsules. So you're definitely getting a great product.
Okay. And what vitamins are you taking personally right now?
I take my vitamins. So our multivitamins. So that's the one that I tend to take every single day. I also take that along with our colon formula and things like that, because I think your colon moving is hugely important.
Okay. For me, I take zinc. I started taking zinc this year because of COVID. I would get zinc in my multivitamin and with my vitamin C, but I'm more intentional about making sure that I have a larger amount of zinc.
Okay.
And I take so normally a multivitamin, vitamin C, and vitamin D3. And so I've increased my amount of D3 because of COVID. And then I also added in K2.
Okay.
For me. Yeah. So, and I have my son, he won't take that much, but he'll at least take zinc, D, and C.
Okay.
So I have him doing that. So I encourage everyone, take care of yourself. Please wash your hands and wear your masks and limit your exposure to as many people as possible, even though I know it's hard and it's the holiday season. Again, everyone, thank you so much for joining. You can follow AD on Instagram, and then also you can follow Dherbs on Instagram as well. And as always, you can visit my website at ShawntaJackson.com to learn more about me and my happenings. Have a great day.
All righty. Thank you.